Have you ever seen this gif of Hulk Hogan riding a motorcycle down the road while a dude chucks a dog in a river in the background?
Well, that's how I like to start my day.
Man, I wish that's how the season went. But no, it had to be everything I expected it to be. Oh boy, Tom's mom just discovered the dragons. Boy howdy, I bet I still won't give a fuck by season 5, which I'm sure will be out by next Tuesday. Olivia's gonna be super upset and feel betrayed that her son lied to her for so long, but Tom and Thunder are gonna convince her that dragons are amazing but need to remain a secret. But eventually, Namari from Ryan the Last Dragon will discover the dragons herself, and being the one-note bitch that she is, she'll tell everyone. Icarus will capture the dragons despite the kids' objections, but they're kids, so no one will listen to them. But then, you won't believe it, something will come and threaten all of their lives. It'll either be Buzzsaw, another giant dragon, or just both. Why wouldn't it be both at that point? So it'll be up to Tom and the others to save the day. They'll get their dragons back, defeat Buzzsaw and his dragon, everyone will be convinced that dragons are awesome, and then they'll all swear to defend them too, making that Icarus's newfound purpose. The motherfucking end. If there's one thing I hate more than anything, it's being right about this sort of stuff. It's okay to try and predict what's gonna happen next, but when you end up being correct, it kinda pulls the rug out from under you in a way, you know? Especially when it's the most generic, boring shit that you can come up with. And keep in mind, there's a difference between using cliched elements and being predictable. The first How to Train Your Dragon film has cliches out the ass, but what mattered was how it used them. It actually took the time to show how the actions of the characters affected the story and each other. That scene where Stoic disowns his son for siding with dragons, but then immediately afterwards, we see how visually distraught he was in saying that. After everything he had been through, like losing his wife to dragons, the fact that we see that is such a big, underappreciated deal. And the sequels and even Race to the Edge would do the same thing. What made the movies and Race to the Edge great was that it took the time to show us the impact that the characters had on each other. But by now, I think you're sick of me talking about that. It's basically the number one problem that I have with the show. You know, outside of it taking a literal shit on the original How to Train Your Dragon franchise. No! I'm done, fucking done! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! It's a show that feels like it's on fast forward, and the editor is a novice who doesn't even know how to function Windows Movie Maker. It just always feels like there's stuff that's missing, stuff that's really crucial to understanding just who the characters are and why they do what they do. I don't know if this is only because they have 6 to 7 episode seasons, or the fact that these seasons come out so quickly. I mean, Jesus, it's just been a little over a year since the show premiered, and we're in season 5. Look, regardless of whether you like the show or not, you can't deny this is definitely unheard of. And you figure by now in the 5th season, they would have learned from their mistakes, right? So have they? It's complicated.
The book! They took the book!
Don't freak out, Tom. My tablet! Get him!
Gee, I sure hope Alex has a VPN on that tablet. That way those Vinetails can't hack into her software and steal her private information. I especially hope it's ExpressVPN. I mean, it's surprisingly easy nowadays to steal someone's private information. All it would take is a weak, unencrypted public Wi-Fi service and boom, that hacker's got access to your browser history. And we all know you don't want that. That's why you want ExpressVPN on your device. It keeps your information safe so data users can't use it to send you annoying ads and if hackers try to steal your identity. ExpressVPN is a must-have. But it's not just a protector, it's also a booster, giving you the fastest internet speed than any other VPN provider. And on top of all that, it also gives you access to media that can only be accessed in certain parts around the world. That movie on Netflix is only available in Germany for whatever reason? Well, to ExpressVPN, you are, gentlemen. Good for you, Leader Hosen man or woman. So if you click on my link in the description and pin comment, you'll get the first 3 months of ExpressVPN absolutely free. Faster internet, protection from hackers, and exclusive access to the world. Alex would kill for a VPN like this. And she probably would too. So special thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Now where were we? Oh yes, being right. Being so unfortunately right. I didn't want to be right about this season. I actually wanted it to surprise me, you know, for better or for worse. But it didn't. it pretty much did almost exactly what I expected it to do. It's just kind of whatever at this point. If you've seen my 4 previous videos on the Nine Realms, or, well, any of Audrey or KLC's videos, then you know everything that's been wrong with this show up to this point. And frankly, I don't feel like talking about how dumb these kids can be when it comes to, well, anything, or how Buzzsaw just fundamentally fails as an antagonist since he still has no connection with the main characters whatsoever, because by this point, I'm just repeating myself. We've already covered this stuff, and the show just hasn't put in any real effort to try and fix these mistakes. Now, that's not to say there ain't nothing to talk about, because there is, heaps of it, mainly involving Olivia and just how stupid she can be at times. I haven't spoken much about Olivia because there was just never anything to say. She was Tom's mom. She showed up every once in a while, asked about how Tom has been doing, and whatever. Maybe we'd see her investigate that rock from time to time. She's just been in the background, not really serving much purpose. In fact, I think the last time she was in the focus of an episode was back in like season 2. It's something that, like I said earlier, I'm not going to cover again because it just falls under that category of mistakes this series has made that it doesn't fix. One of the problems being that the parents practically have zero impact on anything and are there just for either background noise or for super cheap, artificial emotional moments that have no build-up or payoff whatsoever and are never brought up again after one episode. But sure, let's just suddenly have Olivia be in the focus of this season out of nowhere. So yeah, it goes exactly how you think. Olivia is upset over being lied to and grounds Tom. Now, sure, that's actually pretty believable. Any parent would react that way if they were in her shoes. Remember how Stoic reacted? But then we just jumped to a whole week later? What? Wouldn't it be better if we just cut straight to the house and got the confrontation in that very moment? You know, strike while the iron is hot, they always say. But no! Don't worry about the aftermath of their fight. Just cut to a week later when it should have been resolved already. You don't watch a car crash just as it happens. You hear the noise outside, wait a full week later, and then go to see the chaos. Oh, it's been cleaned up already. That's disappointing. I also love how Olivia doesn't somehow realize that the other kids have dragons too. Like, it actually takes her a minute to learn that the other kids have dragons. Your son's been hanging out with these other kids for practically months now, and you can't put it together they may also have dragons? Olivia, you've been experimenting with the wrong kind of rocks, haven't you?
And then we get the scene that I fucking hate more than anything in the universe.
Oh yeah.
Which is the kids going into Tom's room and just kind of talking about him being grounded. And then we learn that Tom has spent his time in his house translating the dragon book. And not only was he translating it, but June was with him, which we never see.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And they start bantering back and forth like, oh, you did this. No, you did this. And Alex and D'Angelo are in the backgrounds nudging each other going, oh, you and June were doing this by yourselves? And it's supposed to be a
Together?
flirting
Oh
moment.
my god.
Hey, can I defend this real quick?
No, you cannot.
No,
You can, and I'll
please.
tell you why.
Hear me
I will
out.
tell you why you cannot defend it. Okay, there are so many
Just
things
hear me
wrong with
out.
this scene. First off, we never actually see them develop their relationship. Why are we
Did you
being
hear me
told?
out?
No, you can wait until I'm done ranting.
Yeah.
We never see them develop their relationship. If it's gonna happen, why aren't we seeing it? Why are you telling us and not showing us? Second, I felt like I was having an allergic reaction during this scene. My entire body shut down. Like, it was full body reactions. It was disgusting to watch. DJ, why do you defend this scene? I would really like to know.
This relationship is awful, right?
Yes.
Then it's a good thing we don't see it. There's my defense.
That is the most cop-out bullshit I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
That's what I was gonna say
come
the
on,
whole
what's the
time.
actual reason that you like this?
No, that was the joke. I was joking.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We were about to fight. We were about to have a fist fight.
I would fly
amazing.
myself to the States just to hurt you for that.
That
Oh my
would've been
god.
amazing.
Tom and I found some runes on the internet.
Wait. No, you actually found them.
Oh, no. If it wasn't for you misspelling the word Viking, I never would have stumbled on them.
Well, that's true.
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever
Anyway,
experienced
the
in my
runes
life.
You and June did this?
Together?
If you will draw your attention to this region right here, you will see that this is completely wrong. All of this is totally wrong, and you should feel ashamed for yourself.
Well, I'll give it credit for once. I'm actually glad they're not showing rather than telling because June is toxic as fuck.
I don't see any skulls. Do you? Guess your book doesn't know everything.
I don't like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you. Jerk-off.
So Tom oddly asked the others not to go on adventures without him, which is really out of character for him to do since he would go out on his own all the time in the past. Plus, it's not like they're alone, they have each other. So kind of a weird choice on Tom's part, especially when Tom doesn't even seem to care in the end, so why even make this an issue?
Guys, I'm sorry I made you promise not to come down here. It was selfish of me. It was.
I just thought it was really annoying how Tom was like telling his group, don't go out without me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You always went out by yourself, man. You can't tell them not to leave. Plus, they're still together.
He legitimately could be punished, not grounded, punished, love that, for like, I don't know, 6 months or something. Like, what he did was pretty bad.
It's kind of selfish, yeah.
I completely agree.
But whatever, the others gotta head off into the ice biome and run into Buzzsaw, who looks like Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters now. It's been like 2 weeks or something. Whatever. I've heard people say he looks like Jesus Christ, and frankly, Spike would never give birth to such a character. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, you blasphemous heathens! And despite having their dragons right freaking there, ready to fight, they surrender and get captured immediately. Yeah, sorry, but do you kids not have fucking dragons? They don't even attempt to fight back. They just get in the cage that they can easily break out of. It's just another one that falls under the category of mistakes that the show made and did not fix. Our main characters are a bunch of pacifist bitches who don't fight back even though it's self-defense, therefore it's morally okay. Again, Hiccup was a pacifist. He didn't like fighting, but he realized he still had a job to do and a home to protect. It's okay to be against violence so long as you realize that you still have to defend yourself and those you love. These kids have a job to do, and they also don't want to die. So what's their excuse? The Timberjack is super big and it scares the other dragons. They fought back against bigger dragons than that. They fought the Fault Ripper, the Skrill, the Sky Torture, and not just one, but 2 Snow Rays at the same time. The only reason they're scared is because we can't have our heroes actually fight our main antagonist. Now, can we? Oh, but you want to know what we can do now? We can actually be meta now! Now the show is self-aware that it's complete trash, which means the show is now laughing with us.
You can't hurt my feelings if I'm in on the joke.
Are you, though?
I see you've met my gang of fire spitters.
Actually, they're called flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers? What an idiotic name.
These dragons don't work alone. Wherever they are, the Sky Torture isn't far behind.
Sky Torture? Another dumb name.
I mean, he's right, but DreamWorks, I know you're watching my reviews. I gave you explicit permission to use fire jackals, and you didn't. Spike will remember your sins during Revelation.
It came off as them not even really just making fun of themselves. It kind of felt like they were making fun of the people who say that the names are bad, like us.
Like me, personally. The fuck? I gave y'all a good ass name in Fire Jackals, and y'all don't go with it. Or Dreddy. That's Kelsey's doing. Remember that?
I'm just gonna remain silent because let's just pretend that those names are fantastic. Let's do that.
Hey, Dreddy was pretty good. You know, Dragon Yeti.
It's better than what I could come up with.
Also ropes. You people do realize that fire burns through ropes, right? The fire literally comes out of their necks. I know the show completely gave up around season 3, but this is fucking ridiculous. I mean, the rope isn't even touching their bodies. It's just floating in the air in this shot. This is the same studio who brought us Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, by the way.
What's the matter? Lives flashing before your eyes? Pick it up. Pick it up.
And also remove the director of this movie, who was also going to direct Kung Fu Panda 4. What the fuck is wrong with you, DreamWorks? So Tom is able to convince his mom to trust him, and he goes off to save his friends, but then the Sky Torture returns looking for his pack.
Yeah, right. I know you. You think all dragons are good.
Not this one.
Wait, so Tom actually doesn't feel bad about hurting the Sky Torture from before? Well, that's actually a huge shock to me, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he would try to relate with it or some shit, but no, we actually get a pretty funny joke here.
And the only way to stop him is if we all work together. We might not see eye to eye on dragons, but we all want to get out of here alive. So work with us. What do you say? Tommy? What a jerk!
What? So Tom releases the fire jackals, and yes, I'm still calling them that. DreamWorks, you had your chance, and the Sky Torture just dives into a hole in the ground, revealing a new biome. The jungle biome, which I'm guessing is based on Vanaheim, land of the Vanir. And I guess if we're counting the place where Tom and the others live, then that's obviously Midgard, home of the humans. So we have Midgard, the crystal biome, which I assume is maybe Asgard, the silver place, which I believe is Alfheim, the land of light elves, the fire biome, which is obviously Muspelheim, land of fire, ice biome is Niflheim, the land of ice and mist. We have that other biome where Thunder's family lives, so I'm gonna assume that may be Jotunheim, the land of giants, and now the jungle biome, which I believe is Vanaheim. That's currently 7 realms we've been to in the show, which leaves only Svartalheim, the land of dwarves, and Helheim, which is just hell. Boy, I can't wait for that season! Now again, I've talked about this already. The connection between Norse mythology and this show is about as deep as a puddle in the desert. So why am I bringing it up when this show doesn't really? Well, I don't know. I just figured the show would, given what it's named. Episode 2 is pretty whatever. I honestly don't have a whole lot to say about this one. Olivia wants to go to the hidden world in order to see if the dragons are safe. Olivia, I think the word you're looking for is tame, not safe. Because I hate to break this to you, they're dragons. They're not safe by nature. And this isn't something that's exclusive to just dragons. Okay, there's plenty of animals in the animal kingdoms that can be tamed but aren't safe. Hell, even dogs fall under this category. They can be your best friend, but if you piss them off enough, they will deliver upon thine ass a good old case of fuck around and find out. So Tom and his friends decide to make a little zoo of the safest dragons they could find. For some reason, they bring in the chonk, which, you know, cool, but lava breathing? It's also really racist towards D'Angelo. Remember that? Oh, that's right. These kids are idiots. I forgot. There was, I think it was in this episode. They brought the armor back for like 2 seconds.
Yes,
literally 2 seconds. The fireproof armor from season 3.
Like, what was even the fucking point of that?
They don't even show the fire realm. They show that crystal area outside of it, but not. Yeah. We haven't even seen the fire realm since season 3.
No, we have not.
Damn.
But Prince Charles V finds, what else? A reused model from the movies, specifically How to Train Your Dragon 2. Just add that to the list of mistakes the series made that it hasn't fixed yet. Yeah, this episode felt really pointless. It's like,
did we even name this
Olivia's
fucking thing? Like the dragon?
What'd you say?
The baby dragon?
Did we name it? Because it's like some fucked up death song.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Go fuck.
That's amazing.
You can take that death song comparison and shove it up your asses, both of you. I need to provide context for you, KLC. I need to provide context for you. Before KLC got on this call, DJ and I were talking about that dragon, and he thought that it was in... Like, what did you call it? You said it was like a death song. Like, isn't that death song?
I thought it was a baby death song.
He thought it was a death.
Okay.
He thought it was a death song, and I got super offended. I was like, "How could you think that's a death song? It looks nothing like a death song."
Let's just clarify that I never said it was a death song. I think I said some death song looking ass or something like that.
But it doesn't. It looks nothing like a death song.
Okay. It doesn't look like it, but like
it's the babies from How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, that's what I fucking said, and nobody in my comments fucking mentioned it, which I'm kind of pissed about. But at least nobody disagrees. Like, it's literally the fucking model just ripped.
I wish you had seen. I wish I was recording my face. I wish you were. I wish I was recording my face when KLC brought up the death song. I thought that was hilarious. We did the same thing.
Fuck both of you.
So Charles V finds a baby dragon and it irritates all the other dragons into fighting each other, which is something I don't really remember it being able to do in the movie. I'll let Audrey deal with that. Why wasn't this a baby death song instead? Making annoying noises has always been their thing. It wouldn't be the first time you just used a dragon from the previous series, and it would actually makes sense considering the plot of this episode. So Olivia realizes she was lied to again, but she then sees Tom and the others work together with their dragons to fix the situation, so now she's cool with them having dragons. She does, however, bring up the fact that they should tell their parents about it, which they just completely ignore her for the next few episodes, which is admittedly kind of funny. Episode 3 is honestly pretty forgettable. I love how the writers have realized that D'Angelo has practically nothing to do in this show, so they give him a subplot about chocolate. I mean, granted, what even is there to do with such a boring character, but this can't be it, Jack. No. At least have him do his job as the vet, then he'd be useful at least. So Tom goes through the quote-unquote Book of Dragons and thinks he's found his connection to Vikings finally.
Unless the author was part of my family. But until I know his name, I can't know for sure. I know the word hiccup is used to describe him, but that's probably because he had Viking indigestion.
You proud of yourselves? Well, two can play at that game.
Excuse me, barmaid. I'm afraid you brought me the wrong offspring. I ordered an extra large boy with beefy arms, extra guts and glory on the side. This is a talking fish bone.
This was the episode where they thought they found Hiccup's grave.
Nothing.
DJ?
Was it?
What?
I thought it was 4.
No, it's episode 3.
No, it's 3.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Just as a general statement, the first time I saw this episode, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened after I watched it because I was seeing red. I was so pissed off, I couldn't even concentrate on what was happening with the characters.
So you didn't find his name?
Yeah, because if not, I was in the middle of shaking D'Angelo down for his haystacks.
Charles, that sounds pretty gay, I'm not gonna lie.
So you want to look for a dead body? I'm in.
No, not the guy. The gravestone.
That's fine too, I guess.
Okay, if this season gives us anything, it's that Alex is still based as hell. So the kids go into the jungle biome, hoping to find Hiccup's resting place with the intention of pissing on it even more than they already have. They decide that the leg wasn't enough, they gotta fuck with the bones too.
Fuck you.
Now, fortunately, the episode doesn't actually go down that route. Unlike the one with the leg, this episode pulls a Rian Johnson and subverts our expectations.
The way I would describe this episode to someone is the first 3 or 4 minutes are the characters arguing over a snack, and the rest of it is them looking for Hiccup's grave. So, not the most respectful. They do a rug pull at the end that made things a lot less offensive, but when I say that the show is becoming a parody of itself, this is what I'm talking about. The gist of it is Tom finds a quote-unquote resting place in the Book of Dragons that he translates, and they bring up Hiccup's name, but he's like, oh, all I could find was the word hiccup. I guess he had indigestion, which, fuck you, first off.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
If they had gone full on finding Hiccup's grave, I would have been pissed off too, but like I said, they didn't go that route, so it's just like, oh, they just did a bait and switch, so don't even know what to be mad about, to be honest.
And as the episode progresses, they look for Hiccup's resting place. And again, I was so mad that I don't remember a majority of what happens. And then it's like, oh, this isn't his grave. This is where he came to relax. And I'm like, you fucking bitches. You're acting like you're above showing Hiccup's grave after what you did last season? Are you kidding me? Why are you acting like you have any sense of morality now? It didn't make sense to me whatsoever.
He wasn't wrong. This is a pretty nice resting place.
That's pretty dumb. That tree is surrounded by dragon-eating plants. For someone like Hiccup who loved dragons and wouldn't want to see them get hurt, why would he ever pick a place where he would just end up watching them die? Not to mention this place is just really boring looking. Yeah, if you've seen any animated jungle location, you've seen this place. It's pretty damn boring. I will admit that the vine tails have pretty cool designs, even though they look exactly like Not Enrique from Tales of Arcadia. Just took his head and plopped it on a dragon's body. Why not? So in the end of the episode, Tom shows his mom the book, and she reveals that her great-grandfather had the last name Haddock, which Tom saw engraved in the tree.
I think I remember looking at, like, the Viking runes, like, translation, like, on Google, like, Cressida's books or something had them, I think. But, yeah, the Haddock thing that he translates isn't even the length of the word Haddock. It's like 5 characters or something instead of, what, 7, I think?
They did the same thing last season in the book where there was writing there, but it was indistinguishable and clearly not the characters' names. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's on Google. It's literally, you could just go to images and be like, How to Train Your Dragon runes translation, and there's tons of images of like an alphabet. That's all you need to do. You could go to an episode of Race to the Edge and look at some of the things they had, and they have translations online. It's so easy to do this, what you guys are not doing. It's frustrating.
So after 5 seasons of this shit, 5 seasons of treading mud all over the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, Tom has finally learned about his connection with Vikings. And it's pretty anticlimactic, which is honestly fitting for the show, but we'll come back to this later. Episode 4 is oddly the best episode of this season, mainly for the fact that there's actually a payoff for the development of a character it's focused on. And weirdly enough, it's Charles V. Like, why is he and Alex the best things to come from the show? He used to be one of the worst things about it. Now, sure, he's still pretty annoying and unfunny, but his growth as a character is actually earnest and believable compared to the others. This episode actually sets up Charles V for development, and you believe he actually earns it by the end. Now, it's not great, but as the Nine Realms goes, it's just better than what we usually see. This does lead into another mistake the show has made and yet to fix. A lot of the development that the characters go through in the show, say for Tom's, is purely episodic. They go through some bullshit, underdeveloped arc in one episode, and then it's never brought up again. June learned that she should stand up to her mom, but we never see her do that, and in this episode, we see that her mom is still bossing her around. If anything, the episode ends with June learning that she should listen to her mom more. So what was the point of her growth in Season 3 then? D'Angelo learns to stand up to his dad in Season 2, but we haven't really even seen D'Angelo's dad since Season 3, and D'Angelo has had nothing to do since. His character arc in this season is about him learning to share his candy like some Barney the Dinosaur bullshit. Both Alex and Charles V's development has been the best to watch, but it's not exactly the focus of the show. They each get like 1 episode a season, and then we move on. Alex didn't even get an episode of her own this season. So congratulations, DreamWorks! You've now committed a war crime. You are now eligible for sanctions.
Look at the colors on you. You are gonna make an exquisite tapestry.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2 of Buzzsaw's workers came by for a funeral to remember their stable pay, which is admittedly kind of funny, but then Buzzsaw just pops out of the hole in the ground and drags him to hell, which, again, is really funny.
And he had great taste in flannel.
Hold it right there, roughnecks.
Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey, remember that logging company? Remember that? You know, the one that burnt down in Season 2? And was the reason why Buzzsaw began searching for dragons in the first place? Remember how cool it would have been if the dragon actually did burn that shit down? And Buzzsaw's entire plight for revenge was actually understandable? Remember how a smart series would have stuck to that instead of just having Buzzsaw be crazy like a Dagger ripoff? That could have been a really interesting way to go about this and made him an actual compelling antagonist? No? I'm the only one? Okay, okay. I do think it's funny how his 2 workers don't even question the fact that dragons exist. They're literally dragged by their feet into the hidden world, and yet we don't see them question anything. I guess they weren't kidding when it came to their paychecks. Also, not sure where the 3rd brother is. Oh wait, that's right, animating the 3rd brother would require work, now wouldn't it?
Let him go, Buzzsaw!
Oh, now it's okay to fight back when it comes to defending yourselves or your dragons? Oh, come the fuck on! I will admit that I really like the design of the Snifflehorn in this episode. I really dig the whole medieval aesthetic that they're going for with this one. If anything, I'd say it's one of my favorite dragon designs in the entire franchise. The episode also follows the rule of Chekhov's gun with this Axe body spray for furries, and don't tell me it's not. It's not just a cheap gag for the opening of the episode, it actually ties into the story and ends up being the solution to the conflict. Again, this episode just does everything it's supposed to do, which is a rare sight for this show. It's definitely one of the better episodes, even if the ending does feel pretty forced since June and Charles' mom is hardly even in the show to begin with, but whatever.
And, fuck, how do I even describe the plot from there on out?
It's basically them forcing in sibling bullshit, which is like the first really annoying.
This is the first time we've seen their mom since Season 3. We didn't see her at all in Season 4.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this is our first time actually seeing her. And to be honest, I think she's kind of a bitch. You know, like, she's just so fucking mean. Like, she's way too strict.
It's genetic.
Yeah.
It's also kind of a racist stereotype, if you ask me.
That's not my place to say, even though I've heard that from literally every one of my Asian friends who's seen the show, but whatever.
Episode 5, aka everyone's a fucking idiot. So the episode begins with Olivia coming back to the conversation that the other kids should tell their parents about the dragons. I love the fact that she brought this up in episode 2, but no one took her seriously at all. They just fucking ignored her like she was white noise in the background. That's honestly the funniest thing the show has ever done.
I will say, just to wrap up this episode, I hated the ending because it has the exact same ending as episode 2.
Yeah, where Olivia's like, we gotta tell the parents, and the kids say, how about we don't anyway?
I was like, this is the cliffhanger, the exact same cliffhanger that you had in episode 2. Why are you doing the exact same thing? Are you that... I don't know why I'm surprised anymore.
As a matter of fact, why doesn't Olivia just tell the parents herself? She's an adult, she can do whatever she wants. Hell, as a matter of fact, why hasn't she told the other parents yet? What's stopping her? We skipped a whole week following her discovery, and it's never explained why she didn't rat them all out. Oh, that's right, I forgot. She didn't even know the other kids had dragons yet. Which brings this back up. How the fuck did you not know the other kids had dragons, you fucking idiot? Oh, but the stupidity does not end there in this episode. No. So Namari from Raya and the Last Dragon wants to find some dragonite, so she plans on going down the hole that will lead to the ice biome. So Tom's bright idea that will keep her from going down the hole is simple. Go down the hole, find some dragonite, bring it back to her, and that'll stop her from wanting to go down there somehow. Tom, for once in your life, will you stop and think about what you're saying?
Instead of, searching the fissure for it, she decides for some reason to go down the sinkhole to look for it. So they're gonna do that tomorrow. So Tom is like, instead of saying that they should just block the entrance to the sinkhole where the hidden world is, which they have done before, they did it in season 2 when Olivia was exploring the fissure.
And they killed 2 guys.
And they killed 2 people. Well, no, that was season 3.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Man, see, they've done it multiple times.
They have done it multiple times, is my point, yes. So instead of doing that, he's like, well, let's just go down and find dragonite, and we'll take it to Sled Bitch, and she won't question, where'd you get this? Can you show me where you got this? Because I want to go back and
like
get
she'll want more.
This?
She'll maybe want more, now that she knows it's down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has that idea, which is shot down by Olivia, who says that you can't go down the sinkhole and do this thing because they're exploring. It makes no fucking sense, because they're not exploring until the next day, and she's let them go into the hidden world every single episode until now, so why is she not allowing them at this second? That doesn't make any sense.
That's very dumb.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
But the stupidity doesn't stop there. No, we still got a little more. So Olivia obviously tells Tom not to go, but not because it's a stupid idea that wouldn't work. It's so that she can go down the hole and do it herself.
Olivia's grandmaster plan, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard from a person with
a full-grown adult.
A million degrees, esteemed explorer, apparently this super genius who predicted the comet was going to open up the fissure. She's the super
working in
important
some
person.
multi-billion company.
And so her plan is to go down the sinkhole without telling anyone where she is, which no explorer would ever fucking do, especially if you're entering a dragon realm. You didn't know dragons existed last week, and find this crystal by yourself, and you don't even know if it's actually there. And of course, something fucks up, and she gets stung by speed stingers and almost killed. What did she expect?
This is what I meant when I said this season was more entertaining, because it's just so stupid, it just makes you laugh. That's not even where the dragonite was found! Why is Namari going down that hole specifically? Sure, some dragonite ends up being there, in an open field outside. This is stupid. How would they even know it would be there? None of this makes any sense. Ugh. Not like that's a surprise or anything. So Tom and the others go down the hole, and they find that Olivia has been paralyzed by a speed stinger, a dragon reused from Race to the Edge. Yeah, big shock, I know. What's weird is how inconsistent the speed stinger's venom is. Sometimes it fully paralyzes the target, other times it'll only do most of them. Plus it all wears off immediately by the end of the episode, conveniently.
I can't believe you did this, Mom. You should have trusted me. Don't you understand how risky and irresponsible you were being? And how worried I was? I guess that's how you feel about me being down here.
Tom already knows this. His mom almost died in the first season. This is not a lesson he needs to learn. Oh my god, that's right! D'Angelo has a father! And he's actually in an episode for longer than 15 seconds! That's just bonkers, dude. I can't believe it! So Namori goes down the hole and ends up getting stung by a speed stinger. So, just like I predicted, she's found out about the dragons, and she's gonna end up becoming an antagonist herself. Can we talk about how Sledkin got stung by a speed stinger?
I was about to bring that up. That is
Oh,
my
that was
favorite
fucking hilarious.
scene. That is my favorite
And
scene in
Philip?
probably the entire season.
Philip didn't do jack shit. He just let her stay down there.
She gets down to the bottom of the sinkhole. It's dark. She can't see anything. She has a flashlight. She's looking around and she sees like a speed stinger running around, and it is edited like a horror movie jump scare. The cinematography freaked me out because it's just all you see is a speed stinger's mouth open and you see its teeth bite at her and then it cuts off.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, God damn!
They
I
just
thought it was
kill
pretty
her.
great.
One of these freeze frames is terrifying.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, isn't that the shot when like you see the speed stinger jump out of the dark?
Yeah, but like I'm on words. I'm on a paused freeze frame and that is terrifying.
I told you.
What's the matter? Lives flashing before your eyes?
And then we have the last episode.
This was the
I love how
most jam-packed episode full of plot elements and plot devices that I've ever seen in my entire life.
I love how the blizzard just comes out of nowhere. Like this is a random ass
yeah.
fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask about that. Did I miss something, or was this literally just brought up out of nowhere?
The blizzard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just shows up.
No, you didn't miss anything. It was
Yeah,
like
it
a
just
summer
kind of
day
exists.
the episode before, and now it's I guess the middle of winter in Scandinavia.
It's another fucking ice age.
So this scientific research center in the middle of Scandinavia in a winter, I guess, has no winter equipment or supplies at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Episode 6, let them all freeze to death. So a random ass blizzard comes in with no buildup or anything, and suddenly the whole base is in danger of falling apart. Like seriously, this blizzard is like on par with like the fucking ice age or something. That's how they're treating this. These jerk-offs don't have any contingency plans in case of stuff like this. We're clearly nearby where New Berk was founded, so I assume we're somewhere near Norway or something, which, fun fact, is cold. Stupid cold. Then again, these kids have just been walking around in blizzard conditions in their normal clothes and not giving a single fuck like the writers, so what do I know? This is where things just really start to fall apart, as if they haven't already. So the blizzard is causing the base to completely fall apart, and if there was ever a testament as to how stupid and awful these adults are, it's this episode. They are completely unprepared for this, despite being adults working for a multi-billion-dollar government project. For starters, their main generator is outside, exposed to the elements. Why isn't it indoors, like in the basement where it's safe from rogue lightning strikes or Russia's faithful ally, the winter? This just seems like a real no-brainer. Secondly, no backup generators in case the first one fails. No portable generators, which was already established as a problem in Season 3. They don't have fucking coats! Why wouldn't they just have coats there? One of them has to drive out to go get some for everybody. And the funny thing is, it's Linda! The one I made a Nazi joke about in Season 3.
Yeah, this.
So dramatic. Like the dopiest character.
I've come to collect the Jews. That's a fuck joke. So fucked. I want everyone to know I'm an anti-Semite. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna take that out of context.
If you know your World War II history about Nazi Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union and Hitler's massive fuck up in the winter of 1941, that just makes this way funnier by circumstance. At least if you're a history nerd like me. But like, it's funny because I made the joke about the Nazis and that when it comes to Linda, and now they're making the same mistake Hitler made in 1941.
DJ, no one
with
thinks
not
it's
giving
funny
soldiers
besides
good
you.
jackets. I'm being historical, damn it. Shut up. But anyway, it's like she goes off to get coats. Why don't they have fucking coats? All that dumb shit.
Yeah, so
It's
the
dumb.
entire conflict of the episode is that the base has no more power, and I guess they're all gonna die if they don't have it, even though There are so many solutions that they just don't take advantage of.
I love how Linda also doesn't put on a coat herself when she gets stuck out after the car breaks down. Just don't need it.
She's just cool with being in the car.
And I guess they only had one car.
Only one van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or else they would have just gone to get her. And
There was some decent transitions at the start.
Yeah. This show has officially given up. I mean, it was obvious by season 3, but I had to show that clip. It was just... Yeah, you had to see it. So with things getting worse, Tom and the others finally agree to use their dragons to help the adults. D'Angelo and Charles V go get Linda, where she mistakes them as aliens, which is admittedly kind of funny, and Tom and June go to restore the power.
What are you doing? There you are. Whatever you are.
I love how she reacts to seeing a dragon in the flesh like she just won a game of hide and seek. There you are, I found you. What the fuck?
Then we get the scene where, oh my god, Sledkin sees Thunder and she immediately takes out a tranquilizer gun and tries to shoot him.
Yeah, her reaction
Why the fuck was she just carrying that? Like,
her
just
reaction,
around base.
Yeah, plus her reaction was so nonchalant. She's like, I knew it. Like, you didn't know shit, bitch.
Yeah, it made no sense. It made no sense.
She was so nonchalant.
So she shoots Thunder with a tranquilizer dart, and he kind of stumbles, and then she gets... I can't remember. Did she get knocked out by feathers?
Yes.
I can't remember who knocks her
Feather screams at her, and she's just kind of lying on the floor.
And then Alex drags her unconscious body.
I told you she would be the one to murder her. I fucking called it like 2 seasons ago.
Now one more of these should put you fast asleep.
Hey, you!
So Damari shoots Thunder, causing him to accidentally blow up the generator. Olivia understandably gets pissed off, and finally, for the first time this whole season, gives Tom a valid reason for why he shouldn't keep the secret. I remember, I don't know if either of you saw Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia, Troll Hunters.
Years ago.
There was an episode in season 3 when Jim's mom, Barbara, she finds out the truth about the Troll Hunter. Well, she found out about it at the end of season 1, but there was a magic spell that erased her memory. But then in season 3, it came back, and now she wants to tell the parents of like Claire and Toby about everything. So she and Jim have a talk in the basement, and this is really good because she lays out all the valid reasons why he needs to come clean about their secret, saying that because they're fighting trolls, they're facing danger, people have died in the show. And she says, what if there comes a day when your friends don't come home? How are you going to explain to the parents what happened to them? They need to know what the hell their kids are doing.
That would be really good.
Yeah, almost like we got that in a really good show somewhere. Troll Hunters was really good up until the fucking movie happened.
It's like a show being made for kids who doesn't realize that they have the freedom to actually have consequences for those kids. Because going off your Race to the Edge example, there were fake out deaths in that show, and certain characters would get injured and then later it would be a non-issue, but there were still consequences for their actions.
Right. Tales of Arcadia was the same way. Tales of Arcadia Troll Hunters was the same way because characters did die in the show. They would die and stay dead for good. Or at least they did until the fucking movie came in and ruined everything.
Okay, DJ, we get it. You don't like the Troll Hunters movie.
My point is, it worked when I first saw it. I watched the show when it first aired. It was great at the time. It hasn't aged well thanks to the movie, but you get what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, please. Don't say anything.
Take the dragons below. I've got enough to worry about now with cleaning up your mess.
What? Why did you say it like that?
But then we get, perhaps, the single dumbest decision any character in this show has made since the main characters thought it was a good idea to take a dragon's temperature. So because the generator is busted, Olivia and D'Angelo's dad decide to take a helicopter to go get help. In fucking blizzard conditions. What? It's bad enough that you don't just have winter gear in a closet somewhere. It's bad enough that your main generator is outside, exposed to the fucking elements. It's bad enough that you don't have any portable or backup generators, but now you're just gonna fly a helicopter in obviously unflyable conditions? Man, y'all don't just have ketamine addictions, y'all got yourself some bad fucking ketamine. Like, this is the kind of shit that Snoop Dogg would avoid with prejudice. Ignoring the fact that the helicopter shouldn't even start, it should be frozen too, right? Do you guys not have any more cars? Anything with 4-wheel drive? Y'all are telling me that Linda has the only van in the whole base? Really? Multi-billion-dollar operation, and y'all don't have coats. You have one van, one helicopter, one generator. I mean, which government is giving y'all's funding? The American one? Because let me tell you something, that is the only way this shit's gonna be believable.
There is no one in immediate danger, which is what makes the next scene so amazing. The helicopter scene.
one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
This was fucking
dumbasses.
fantastic. So nobody is in immediate danger. If they had had someone who was like injured and hanging on to life and they can't reach the outside world to get them help, that would mean something. No, nothing is wrong. They're fine. But Olivia and D'Angelo's dad decide, well, we have to get in the helicopter and we have to fly in these terrible winds. We shouldn't be flying, but we're going to because it's just that important that we reach the outside world. And I counted. Less than 20 seconds go by and they're crashing.
No, they immediately just like, all shit goes wrong. The propellers freeze. The controls are gone. They immediately almost fucking died. It's the best shit ever.
Which also, can I just say, the propellers freezing, that's not very logical because the helicopter has to stay out constantly. So it's already been out for 3 days or whatever. So why hasn't it frozen already?
Yeah.
It's very convenient that it freezes on the 20 seconds that they need it.
It's very funny
if anything,
it freezes
the
in the
propellers
20
moving should be warming them up.
What ends up happening is the helicopter tips over the fissure.
Ever.
This is the most incredible shot of the entire show, and for all the wrong reasons, because Olivia slips and falls out and it's in slow motion as the helicopter is turning over. I thought she was about to get decapitated. I thought she was
getting sliced.
I thought, oh my god, you know how in Grand Theft Auto, whenever you fall onto a helicopter's rotors, it just sends you flying? I thought that was about to happen. I was so looking forward to it.
Wait, what? How the fuck did she fall out? She was buckled in. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. My god. Oh god, I'm fucking dying. But Tom and Thunder swoop in to save her. D'Angelo saves his father, and the dragons are finally revealed to everyone. And that's how the season ends. Ish.
Flame it up, webmaster.
Look out!
Okay, it doesn't end like that, but don't you wish at this point? I mean, what else is there to even do?
This is going to be another really weird comparison, but just bear with me.
Okay.
It's kind of like how in Race to the Edge Season 4, you know how you could have ended the show there and it was intended to be ended there, but they got approved for another 2 seasons? So if you suspend your disbelief, you could imagine it ending there. This kind of felt like that because they resolve basically everything. There's no... I mean, aside from the adults knowing now and what's going to happen from that, there's nothing that's going on anymore. The secret's out. Tom knows that he's Hiccup's descendant. A descendant of Hiccup.
Thunder knows where his family is.
Thunder knows where his family is. Everything's resolved. So where's the show going to go from here?
All that's really left to resolve is Buzzsaw. That's about it.
Buzzsaw is just like a crackhead in the hidden world. No one cares about him.
That only turns up once or twice a season.
Here's the thing. I thought the season was more entertaining than the previous seasons. With that being said, I hate the fact that I was almost 100% correct in my prediction at the end of my Season 4 review. Other than Buzzsaw running around in the 9 realms, what else is there to do with this story? Everything's been wrapped up. Frankly, I'm not sure what else there is to really do with this story. Except exactly what I predicted will happen. Buzzsaw will find a new giant dragon to control, he'll attack Icarus, and the kids will defeat him. Namari will probably try to betray them at some point, but everyone will join together to defend the dragons from her. Knowing the show, they'll probably just end up hitting her in the head, and that'll conveniently give her amnesia, and she won't remember a thing, because that'll be the easy way out. And what else do you expect from these writers? There's no focus on the characters anymore. They have sparse moments here and there, but the episodes don't really focus on furthering their development anymore. And what little development they do gain, it only serves as filler that has nothing to do with Tom or Thunder's plot lines. And not just in this season, but in none of the seasons. That's not to say it always has to tie into the main story, but the fact that it never did is just further testament to how aimless and all over the place this series has been as a whole. And this season in particular is admittedly better than the others. If anything, I'd say it's the second best besides the first season. It was more entertaining this time around. It started to fall back into that so bad it's good territory near the end, so season 5 at least made me laugh, and at least compared to the other seasons, there's actually focus this time. The season starts with a goal in mind, and it ends with that goal achieved. Compared to the previous 3 seasons where it was just random and repetitive, the kids would discover a new realm, find a new dragon here and there, and that's really it. This season at least had an end goal, and now there's actual consequences. For the first time in 5 seasons, and yet, I have little faith that season 6 will be anything other than what I predicted. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I wasn't wrong about this season, and that's how Dragons of Nine Realms Season 5 is everything I expected it to be. Overall, easily the best season.
Yeah, basically. I can't really add anything to that.